Hi guys, man, it is great to be back on my feet again. Even though I am still sick, I feel so much better. I mean, all week I did not have the strength at the end of the day to get up and do a recap video. It was really, I felt like I was dying. That's just how bad it felt. I haven't felt this bad in a long time. But so glad that I'm starting to feel better this weekend to help me flesh it right on out. And we can get back next week going strong. As you'll see from our recap we're going to do, I didn't trade that much. I was real conservative, took really small size. I am not an advocate of trading when you're sick or you're on medication. I tried that back in the day, never worked out well. The only thing that really saved me was I was able to manage my risk. I knew to go small. I knew to be ultra conservative. So, it worked out for me. Still didn't make, and you'll see, this week basically was a scratch. Yeah, it was green by a little bit, but I just consider it a scratch. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But this week, I've been celebrating the 4-year anniversary of Average Joe Trading. It started as a blog and as me mentoring traders who are going through the same thing that I just went through. I'm helping them get through those early stages. And then I'm also celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the Average Joe Trading education community. So 2 years ago we started this community, and the whole focus was on making sure you guys got the right education that you need in order for you to be able to get to the next level. And this was kind of 2 years in the making, but I'm very excited about the new series that we have, or that I put together, and it's the roadmap to success. And what I did was I reverse engineered my journey from the time I started to the time I became a full-time, consistent professional trader, consistently profitable professional trader. And it was just, I can't explain the feelings I had going back through and mapping out this process for you. I'm not leaving out anything. You're getting everything. And the reason why I feel it's important, not so much that you're going to follow me, or I'm trying to create sheep that you're just going to follow me. I'm giving you a roadmap to the destination. So, for instance, the first time that I decided that I was going to travel from Columbia, South Carolina to El Paso, Texas, I'm driving, taking my family. I was following a relative. I'd never driven, but I looked at a map and I saw where I-20 runs straight all the way to I-10, about 100 miles outside of El Paso, and it's just a straight shot. So in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm following along. We get right outside of Meridian, Mississippi, and we make a left turn. I'm like, where in the world are we going? But I don't know. I'm following, my father-in-law, and we're driving through rain for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and we finally get to the coast, and we're riding down the coast. We finally get to I-10, but we got there like several states early, and we're riding through the coast, and it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and there's swamp on the right, swamp on the left, miles and miles of that. There's no place to turn around if you want to turn around. It was really scary. But that first trip, I followed him all the way there. So I knew that anytime that my family and I traveled by ourselves, I knew a route that would get me there. And I knew the route that would get me there without going through all the traffic and all of this stuff. So the next time, I decided to try to take I-20, but I always knew, and I always had that ace in the hole where I knew that if I got lost, I knew exactly where to go, because I was shown that one time before. kind of like what I'm doing here. You follow along, you learn, you get to that spot where you're consistently profitable. And then once you get there, then it's time to start challenging yourself. Then you challenge your limits. That's how you grow. But in order to get to challenging your limits, you've got to have some limits to challenge. So if you start trading and you never make any money and you're always doing this, that, and the other thing, and never really seriously following a roadmap or a path to success, then you'll never have any limits to challenge. Therefore, you will never grow. Therefore, you will never be a professional trader if that's what you want to be. So that's why I'm excited about sharing this with you. If you're a member, it costs you nothing. No course that I have, you have to pay for. You get it free. All you do is join the community. This is the same way. I could sell this for $5,000 or $6,000 because that's what it's worth. And that's how much time and effort I'm putting into it. But you get everything for free. You know, everything. So, you know, for me, it's a no-brainer. You know, come in, check it out, see what we have to offer. I think you will be really surprised. We're getting closer to opening up our virtual classroom. So when I start to do the actual classes, I'll be able to do them in that virtual classroom. So you actually get to see me as well as my screen. And I think it'll be a lot more interactive. You know, I enjoyed doing it when I was teaching, you know, full time. I'm having to relearn some things, but, you know, we're going to get it together here right when we get ready to start teaching that class. But I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys. I really, if you want to come along and you want a clear path to being a consistently profitable trader, just come in and join along as we go through my roadmap to success. Because I want you guys to join me in that 10%ers club. Okay, we say 10% of all traders that start out are going to be profitable. But we don't stay. Not everybody stays in that club. So not only do I want you to come join me and be a member of that club, I want you to be able to stay. So just come on in, check us out, and I think you'll be really, really pleased. All right, so we're going to go back in here and take a look at my week trades from the last 2 days and a week and see where we ended up. So come on, let's take a look at it. So let's start with our Grow Your Dough Challenge trade. This one, we've had it on for a couple of weeks now on KTOS. You can see where we entered here. We did make it to this level, and we said it. This was a very strong pivot here. It hit it once, twice, 3 times, but this is the 4 times. On the 5th time, this is the first time that we've actually got a close above this 1494 level, just under 15. So that's a positive sign. I'll look for it Monday to continue to drive on. I almost let go of this. I was really thinking hard about it earlier this week, but it did restore some faith, and I'm going to hold it and see if we could get it pushed up. Now, so far we've gained 7.5% on this, but you got to realize we only used $751 of the $1,000 that we started with. So, that's not bad. 7.5%. We should be over 10 by the time we get through with this. But going against $1,000, we've only gained about 5.25%. But not bad for only using $751 that we started with. Now this this has moved a lot slower than I anticipated. I was really looking for a stronger and faster move up, but it's a swing trading. Sometimes it could take 3 days. Sometimes it could take 3 weeks. Sometimes it takes 3 months to get there. We can't be in a hurry. We just have to trade what the market is giving us. So far so good. We're back up from last week, so no worries there. All right. Oh, I told you guys about the anniversary celebration. We do have some specials going on. It will be through the weekend. I had it set to expire on the 21st, but me being sick and things just didn't go well this week with me being able to do much. I'm just going to extend it through the weekend. So if you're interested, just go to the website, click on the picture, and it'll take you to the specials page, or I'll have the link in the description part of the video. And there's also a couple of specials for the mentoring packages as well, so just check those out. All right, so yesterday, these are the trades from yesterday, and I kind of slept on this. We had the nice big reversal here as we pushed up at the open. We had a nice reversal here, a nice sell-off, and so what I was waiting for was the bounce, because I missed the bounce here off the bottom. So I was going to wait for the rejection here. So here, the 9 is coming in pretty hard. We have a nice, indecision candle here. So this candle opens, make a push up, and we start to sell off. So once we got below the low of this candle, that was my trigger. I got in, and obviously somebody did not want it to go lower, and they just got bought up, and it kind of got held up for a while. And then once we broke the 200, now I was hanging on for this 200 because look how it was trending down. And I was really looking for maybe a hard rejection here at the 100 and the 200, but we didn't. It just blasted through it and had to take it off. We only got in 100 shares, and so, minimal damage on this. I think it was, 117.80, so, not bad on that. We were right within our range. We managed our risk. It was just one of those trades that set up and it just didn't work. And AAL, kind of the same thing here. We got the opening range candle here. I couldn't take it on the break because here's a VWAP, here's a 20. I was not shorting into that support. I waited until we broke it. I got in, and as soon as I got in, here you can see we were just grinding up higher low, higher low, higher low. Here I got a little bit of, feeling that, hey, we may be coming back, and then immediately got bought up. And once this hit, that was it. When this failed to sell off and this closed back above it, that was my trigger to get out. So I didn't let it go up and hit my stop. I'm not going to let every trade go up and hit my stop. If it shows technically that the trade isn't working, I'm going to take it off. And just like with Facebook, I had $150 max loss risk on it. I never did let it hit my stop because it broke trend and it was time to get out. So, just a really red day yesterday, 214.56. Just, everything I touched went the wrong way. And there are going to be days like that. There's just really nothing you can do about it, but you trade your setup. It either works or it doesn't, and then you move on. And that's all you can do. So I did take, and you guys, you'll probably be asking me about it. You guys that were in chat, you did see I took SBUX for earnings trade. Still in that. I haven't made any moves on it. I just completely forgot to take a snapshot of it. But you guys that were in chat, you saw it. So you can verify it for me that I actually took that trade. So I'm still waiting on it to do what I thought it was going to do. A couple times today, it was about to get beat up. And, just like a lot of other trades we see, there's somebody coming in or some people coming in that they just want to keep it up. And if you understand how, what makes these stocks move, you can kind of tell when something's getting defended. And it just kind of goes against what you normally see every day. So that's kind of what we saw all day yesterday. So that was that. Today, well, this morning kind of started out messed up. I could not get the mic working, so I swapped and logged in on a different browser. The mic worked there, but I couldn't get the screen share to come up. So it's crazy. I had to go back to Google Chrome, run the screen share, log in on my mobile account on my laptop, and use the microphone on the laptop. So, but by then it was like after 9 o'clock, no time to really build a watch list. So I just kind of had the stocks that were on my scanner that were on earnings. I just kind of had them programmed in, and I said I wasn't going to trade the open. I have a rule about if something happens and it throws my schedule off, it throws my routine off in the morning, I'm not going to trade the open. Because what you don't want to do is come in and be flustered or have something that's already aggravated you before you start trading. You got to give it time to get out of your system and just reset. And so this is what we did here. Looking at the secondary move, I didn't want to take it here because of the 100 period right here. And then we had the pre-market resistance or support, I'm sorry. So I just couldn't take it. I wasn't going to take it there, so I waited till we broke through it. Got in. Now, I could have waited until we retested this, but there was no guarantee. I thought the way this was selling, we could probably just run right to the 200, and that's where I wanted to take profit. But it got caught up, bounced. Then I thought we were going to finally get it. It bounced again. Then eventually we kind of got there. But, I took it a few clicks too early. But, after all of this, I can allow myself to give up a couple of cents here. And so now we're waiting for it to come on down. I had a bid out at 41.50. It did not. It got like within 1 or 2 cents and never did trigger. And so we bounced there and ended up, taking it off at break even. So not so much a good trade. It was okay, but we didn't get a follow through. Everything showed signs of following through. But that's just a product of the market that we're in. And you saw a lot of these moves this summer. A lot of the trades we got in this summer only made half the move, never really followed through. But then you go back and look at this and said, this was the first part of the move. So had I traded the first part, then it would have really been a complete move. But I didn't trade the first part. So I did get a piece of it. I can't say that I got the meat of the move, but I did get a piece of it. But nothing to write home about. This week was really over before it started. Being sick, you guys know, I advocate if you're sick, even if you have a serious headache, don't trade because it's going to cause you to potentially do things that you don't normally do. And especially if you take medicine, if you're under the influence of medicine that can alter your mindset, it will cause you to do things out of character. So because of that, we had the holiday Monday. Tuesday, the whole week I stayed really small size, like half of what I normally would trade. And I pretty much stayed away from my main account. That's the account that I could seriously hurt myself with, if I'm not right. So the only trade I took in it was the SBUX earnings trade on Thursday. So still waiting to see if that's going to, do what I'm thinking it will do. So I'll know early next week if I have to eat that one or if it's going to actually work out. So you can see really, really slow week, 99.41. But we still look good for the month. Really pretty good month. So the one that we're really tracking, the small account, the one that we started with $5,000 in, we're up $2,068. I was expecting to be up a little bit more than this, but if you think about it, we've almost added 50%. We've almost increased it by 50%. So I'm not going to force anything next week. I'm not going to try to reach any goals. You know how I feel about trying to set these monetary goals weekly and go for them. You need to have your projections already set in your business plan and don't think about it anymore. At the end of the month, if you, like in 3 or 4 months, you're not meeting your projections, then you can go back and try to and see, okay, what's going on, because you're going to have 3 months worth of data that should give you a clear picture of what's happening. Are you not looking for enough profit in your trading plan? Are you being too conservative and getting stopped out too soon? All of these things you can look at after you've got enough data. But it's all about trying to make sure that you don't sit there every day saying, I've got to make this every day. I got to make this at the end of the week. Or I've got to make this every month in order to make ends meet. Because if you do, that is a recipe, for disaster. So I'm not going to tell you, I'll never tell you what you want to hear because I think you want to hear it. I'm always going to tell you what you need to hear. That's the purpose of me sharing my roadmap with you. But it's only going to work if you follow it. If you try to deviate from it before we get to our destination because you're tired of waiting, then, I hate to see it happen to you. You got to be patient. Because if you wait and you get to that destination, you're always going to know how to get there. And if you want to go out at that time and try to figure out, shortcuts to get there, then you're on your own. But at least, I did my job. My job is to make sure that you excel. Once you leave this community, I want you to, excel. I want you to grow. I want you to start challenging yourself. Like I said, once you get to the destination, that's when you start testing your boundaries. And that's when you really start to grow, into your own trader. So just want you to think about that. So you guys have a great weekend. If you are going to join us on Sunday mornings, we're in chat at 9 o'clock on Sunday mornings to do our market analysis and build our swing trade watch list. I will be doing a new watch list for the Grow Your Dough challenge. I think it's time to do that. So we'll do that. I'll have a new set of stocks we can watch, and we'll do all of that on Sunday morning. So if I don't see you guys on Sunday morning, I'll see you guys Monday. we'll be here bright and early, getting ready to get it started. So have a safe weekend, and I'll see you on the other side.